No, hello, welcome to Technological Utopia. Today we're watching PewDiePie's new video, I installed Linux, so should you. For me that's crazy amazing because, well, he has always been a gamer. I know him since I'm not even sure I've watched his videos like 10 years maybe, so yeah, for me that's crazy. But let's see, what does he have to show us?
Oh, you little guy. Oh,
Nice glitch.
oh, you poor boy. You disgusting little thing. Oh, what happened to you? Oh, look at yourself. You're the blob from I Have No Mouth, but I Must Scream. Oh, who did this to you? Was it Windows? Oh, Mac OS? Oh.
We have always felt something like this.
Don't worry, I can save you. Install Linux.
Ooh.
What if
Let's
I told
go.
you can look like this? Anyway, let me start this off by saying I am not a tech guy. You saw my PC building video.
You're so bad.
I saw that video also, and it's not like this. He says that he's not a tech guy, but bruh, not every person can do what he does there.
I'm surprised the whole thing hasn't exploded. It's like sitting next to a bomb every day. But what you did see was 0.5 seconds of the video where I installed Linux on the thing, and a lot of people just went, what? Some people seemed surprised and confused.
Something possessed him to put Linux on it.
Some people were excited.
Possessed him.
At the time, I didn't know the power that I had. I was like a baby with a rocket launcher. For years, I have been tortured by Windows. But now, alas, I am finally free. I escaped the Windows cave. I saw the sun. The shadows are gone. It blinded me for a moment. And now I'm speaking to you in the cave. Enough reference. Okay, so I'm gonna yap about Linux for as long as
Wait, what did it say?
you in the cave.
Speaking to you in a cave.
Enough reference. Okay, so I'm gonna yap about Linux for as long as this video is, and you're gonna listen. I want to start off by going through the reasons why I switched to Linux. It's different for everybody. Number one is how backlit this shot is. Number one, Windows talks to me like I'm a baby. Now, mentally, I might be, but that does not warrant. You want Candy Crush? You want Candy Crush on your computer? You want to use Bing?
It's actually so true. Like, I switched to Linux also like maybe 2 years ago. And bruh, like, it's so clean, you know. You don't get any advertisements. You're just chilling there in your own computer. You're the master of your own computer. You can do whatever you want. If you want, you're deleting everything in your computer, and it just is the way it is. Like, delete system folder. Yeah, do it. Okay. In Windows, nope.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to delete that file? Are you
Yeah,
super
exactly.
duper sure you want to delete that file? That's how it talks to me, and I don't like it. Linux, on the other hand, literally puts a gun in your hand and says,
You're a pseudo.
my first sort of aha moment when I installed Linux or started using it was, wait a minute, it does exactly what I wanted to do. And there's just a really powerful feeling about that. I do want to show you guys my setup as well. I will get into that. But first, reason number two. As an epic minimalist, the bloat. The bloat is real. It always bothered me. Anytime I install a new Windows, I spent like an hour trying to uninstall all the pre-packaged BS that I don't want. Windows is like, I know you
Yep, that's the thing.
paid $100 or whatever for me, but I'm still gonna put ads in here. Yes. Put a little AI in here. You want that, right? That doesn't benefit me. It's for you, the consumer. Bing! It doesn't benefit me that you use Bing, but please use Bing. Microsoft is an annoying
Question is anybody actually using Bing? Like, comments below. Like, are you using Bing?
suite, apparently. With Linux, nothing. Serenity. Peace. Don't even get me started on the Windows taskbar. You control what's on your computer. Duh,
Nope.
it's obvious. How is this not a thing? Reason number three, customization. I discovered this afterwards. Customizing on Linux is a beautiful thing. On Windows, you can maybe change your wallpaper, change a little bit of colors, whoopity-doo. On Linux, you can change reality itself. Since Linux is built modular, you can swap out your GUI entirely. You don't even have to use one. You can cut off the head of Linux and it'll still be like, hey, I'm here, what's up? Customizing on Linux is called rising, and I got way too into it.
Wow. I'm amazed. we're seeing a PewDiePie Linux Rising video before GTA 6. No way.
Way too into it.
Crazy.
I cooked hard. I can't wait to show you guys. Now, reason number 4, gaming. Gaming on Linux is finally real. I actually installed Linux 15 years ago. That's right, I'm old. And I uninstalled it after like a couple days, as a lot of people do, when they realize, oh, I can't use the things I need on Linux. And for me, that was gaming back then, because it's like, well, then what's the point?
Yeah, nowadays you can actually game pretty good in Linux. Like, it's not like 15 years ago that nothing works. You know? Nowadays it's pretty damn good, I would say.
Gaming on Linux is real, at last. So Valve came in like Gandalf's in Helm's Deep, riding a Steam Deck with Proton. So I think this is a perfect example how Linux benefits everyone. The fact that Valve as a company recognized maybe Microsoft has a bit too much power. If they wanted to and started being shady, locking things down, taking cuts, they absolutely could. And it's not like it would be uncharacteristic for them to do.
But they don't. That's the coolest part. They don't.
So Valve started improving gaming on Linux, boosted driver support, and they built on what was already there from open source software like Wine. By doing this, Valve benefits, consumer benefits, ecosystem grows, win, win, win. It really feels like an alternate reality. This totally could not have been a thing. And it also makes me realize just how many things can be better if people just weren't so greedy. Can we just fix them? So thank you, Linux, and thank you, Base Gaben. Now I've gone through the reasons why I switched to Linux. Let me just explain why maybe not switching is a good idea. Because everything good comes with a sacrifice. If you're swapping to Linux, you'll likely have to give something up. I don't know what that is.
Imagine if it chose Arch.
But for me, it was Photoshop. I used Photoshop, again, for 15 years. All the shortcuts, all my workflow, it's all baked into my brain. The way I use Photoshop, I don't think about it. It's just, here's the thumbnail. It's not beautiful, but I get the job done. Unfortunately, Adobe is a garbage company, and their software just won't run on Linux. A lot of artists are jumping ship. They don't want to use Adobe anymore because they realize it's a terrible company. Me as well, I thought, you know what? It's time. I'll swap over. I know the open source alternative is GIMP. I've heard about this forever, and I thought, you know, it'll feel good. I'll feel good leaving Adobe. So I'm ready. I go to their website, I click through the 1,000 pages, I crawl through the bushes just to find the goddamn unsubscribe button, and I was so ready. I was gonna be like...
It's actually so crazy. These kind of big companies make it so hard to unsubscribe, you know.
You do this unsubscribe. You know what happens? You know what happens? They hit me with an unsubscription fee. Yes. Those...
No way.
I'm sorry.
I have never used this program myself though, but this is mad crazy. Unsubscription bill. It's like, you're gonna pay us now for not using our product.
What? I have to pay to not use your software?
Yeah. That's how it is, bro.
It was like $65 or something. It's insane. What the f? If anything, it just made me realize, okay, it's over. I'm never going back.
Yeah,
so
you
like
did
I said,
the right
open
choice.
source alternative is GIMP. GIMP! And since this is Linux, open source, you can do whatever you want. I downloaded this icon pack that changed the icons so they look like the Photoshop icons. That helped a little bit. Then I downloaded a shortcut command list that matches the one on Photoshop. Boom, made it a little easier. You know, I'm still not 100% used to it, but the fact that I can do stuff like this really helps. For me, personally, a worthy sacrifice. I hope This doesn't sound like copium, but genuinely, it feels good that I was able to move on. At the end of the day, some tools are only gonna work on Windows and only gonna work on Mac, but what you gain
But there's always open source alternatives. That's the good part.
on Linux is so much more. Freedom. Join us. I'm just praying that Adobe is not just gonna show up one day and be like, there's another fee. I'll meet them in a dark alleyway. They'll be like, it's a little fee. Now that I've convinced you to swap to Linux, you have the wonderful choice of picking a distro. Yay, so many of them. I hear people going like, I don't know which one to pick. What do I do? There's so many. Just pick one.
I just wanted to say the same. Just pick one. Of course, I would recommend like to start with Fedora or Mint or maybe Ubuntu. Like it's easy, you know. It's like pretty much user friendly. I'm myself using Fedora, Hyperland. So yeah, it's not that hard though for like a regular person who starts with Linux, and when you're using something like, I don't know, Linux Mint, you don't need to even use so much terminal, you know. Don't be scared. It is what it is.
It's a wonderful thing that you can choose. Don't you understand? The world is your flavor. Look at all these spices. I went with Mint because it's the same one that I installed 15 years ago, and I knew that it was beginner friendly and that it still holds up. It very much feels like Windows, just better, okay? You don't even need to touch the scary terminal. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It's okay.
But you should.
Though. Now, let's jump into my computer really quick. Oh, look at that. I'm recording with OBS. Open source is always the best source. Couldn't get Bandicam. They didn't have a Bandicam. I can't believe I paid for that. There's like free versions everywhere. That's so much better. Okay. All right. So this is the terminal.
Whoa.
You've probably heard about it in Linux. Feels a bit strange in the beginning. Let me just show you how it works. But first, wait. Oh, 2, 1.
Okay, we're gonna skip the sponsor. We already know what it is. Of course.
Amazing.
Let's go. Let's go.
Some terminal commands really quick.
But wait, this I wanna pause. What there is? Okay.
Laptop, which I call Dionysus, because I wanted to mess around with it. Dionysus is the one I really went hard on the rising. But I just wanted to show some terminal commands really quick, just so you get an idea how it works. I talked about this in my last video, but the first thing that really blew my mind with Linux, I just noticed my computer was booting kind of slowly. So I found this command called systemd-analyze, and it tells you exactly how long it takes for your computer to actually load and what part takes a certain amount of time.
No way it just did that by himself. And well, I'm like, look at this computer here. This ain't gonna boot long anymore.
And it used to be like 45 seconds. I was like, dude, this is terrible. So then I found another command called blame, and then you can see exactly what part is kind of slowing down your system, which got...
And exactly, that's why Linux is good. You can do stuff like this without hesitating, you know. In Windows, you
me into like really optimizing it, and I had so much fun doing that. And it just made me realize, just like on Windows, if my computer is kind of slow, you just kind of deal with it. It's like, oh, okay, well, what can you do?
Nothing.
On Linux, it's like,
actually, you can.
The world is your oyster.
There are some software what you can use to kind of make it better in that sense, but come on, why cannot you just do it out of the box?
You can fix it. Personally, I like that kind of stuff. The second thing that blew my mind with the Linux terminal was just how fast it is at searching. Searching on Windows is so annoying. It takes forever. Sometimes it doesn't even find the file, even though you type the name of it perfectly. And a lot of times they just...
Yeah. Like when you type something there, you just get some kind of internet recommendation, you know, not like, see, you have like solveyourtech.com, you know. Come on, I want to search something in my computer. Come on.
Bing it. They're like, oh, you want to search for your file? Oh, maybe no. Actually, you want to look it online. That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Exactly.
Linux, you can find any file, whatever you want. This is searching all JPEGs on my computer. That's a bad example, actually. The other thing that I love about it is that you don't have to just search the file. You can also
wait. What?
any file, whatever you want. This is searching all JPEGs on my computer. That's a bad example, actually. The other thing that I love about it is that you don't have to just search the file. You can also search text inside the file. So let's say you forgot what the file is called, but you remember roughly some stuff inside it. You can grep it and bada
Why is it searching?
bing, bada boom. What the hell is this?
Balls deep.
Spotify password text. Balls deep. I did not do that.
Yeah, I am.
What? Searching files on Linux is super fast. It made me realize just how it should be on a computer again. The most obvious thing with the terminal is that, let's say you install the operating system and you need to also put all the programs that you want to use on it. Usually you have to go on the browser, Google it, look up their page, go to their download.
Wait.
Usually you have to go on the browser, Google it.
He's typing google.com and then Googling it.
Look up their page, go to their download page, dodge all the fake ads and all that crap, and do that and install and run each one, wait for it to install, yada yada. It takes forever. On Linux, you just go sudo apt install, what do we want? We want VLC, Firefox, OBS Studio, boom, thank you. And now I can sit and look at the screen and feel like I'm a hacker. Yes, I know what all of this means. Every single letter I'm soaking in with my brain. There's so much you can do with the terminal. It's insanely powerful. I can make a whole video about it, but I don't want to keep this too long-winded. And in reality, I just want to show you my rise on my laptop, to be honest. That's the whole reason I'm making this video. I had this old laptop. I mean, it's not that old, but I just never used it because I didn't really like using it. I mentioned before there's many distros of Linux, and I wanted to try one called Arch. Partially because of the meme. It's kind of become a meme because it's a little difficult to install Arch. So it's like a flex to use it. For some reason, I went on a god run and I had no issue. I always get stuck on the dumbest ever for like 12 hours. I don't know what happened that time. But I also wanted to download Arch because it's a minimalist distro. Whatever you put, or at least 90% of it, is there because you...
Now I've seen everything. PewDiePie was installing Arch Linux. Okay, tech guys. It is what it is. We need to game up. We're cooked.
We decided to put it there, and it's also very highly customizable, which are two elements that I love, so I knew I was gonna love it. All right, let's go into my laptop. I think it makes sense for me to show it without any customization first, because it just be confusing, and I need to talk to people that haven't used Linux. My first favorite thing, which I have on Mint as well, is just shortcuts on my keyboard to open programs. Open terminal, open file manager, open browser, close it, whatever, it's all there. It's such a nice workflow and have a more keyboard-centric way of using your computer, especially on a laptop. But even in general, you know, the whole like, okay, let me click on the start menu and just find the thing. If I don't have it keybind, I can open Rofi and just search for it and open it. I don't want to over-explain things as well, but yeah, this is my terminal on this setup. I'm using Alacrity, and this is NeoFetch, which shows my specs. And usually people have an ASCII art. It sounds like I'm saying ASCII. ASCII, I'll call it ASCII, of their distro. And if you saw my Mint one earlier, I was like, oh, it wouldn't be cool if I do like my own custom ASCII. And then I thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I do my own animated ASCII? So I figured out how to do that. It took a little bit of tinkering and schminkering, but it's just so nice to look at. I love it. So I'm running Hyperland, which is this beautiful time.
Yeah. I love how he's not flexing with his graphics cards though. But crazy what money can do.
File manager. It automatically sorts it for me whenever I open something. This is such a nice workflow.
Yeah, open more 20
as
of
well. You can literally open these until infinite. When you're on a laptop, when you have limited screen space, it's such a great way to work with it. The fact that they're always there means I never have to look for them because I know they're there. And if my workspace is full, I can look at this, swap to another one. This is workspace number 2. And workspace number 4, I've been recording OBS from here. Let's say I'm working on a project on workspace 1, I can then work on another thing on workspace 2 and go back and forth vice versa instantly. I love this way of using a computer. It's so sick.
I'm so happy to watch it. I don't know. I just like when people are happy and doing what they love. That's crazy. That's nice.
The first thing I really loved about this Arch Hyperland setup was just how quick and smooth it looks, at least. You know, like boom, oh, open. It's so nice. But then I open my browser and it's like, oh, you see that? Ew. Again. Oh, that took forever. And it loads so ugly. So my first thought, okay, well, maybe I can upgrade my SSD to make it snappier and quicker. But then I thought, I'm on Linux. I can do whatever I want. So let's run a time here, Firefox. Let's ignore the CSS errors. I tinkered a bit
Wait, what?
too much. Don't worry about it. What was that? 2 seconds? Huh? Not good enough. So I figured out a way, and it's so dumb. I won't explain how I did it, but the fact that I was able to do it, boom, instant. Boom, 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 boom! I love it. I love it so much. It's these small things that makes you really fall in love with using Linux. Anyway, the first thing I customized was Waybar. Oh, I forgot to say I can move around as well if I want to. Anyway, and
Damn,
move
that
them
looks
to a
better
different
than mine.
workspace. So yeah, this is my taskbar. It's like the Windows taskbar, except you decide exactly what's on it and customizing it. I put calendar, turn it on and off, internet, Bluetooth, quick access to all these things, you know. I really enjoy this as well. It's basically just tells me if I'm connected to NordVPN or not, and I can toggle by clicking on it, and it tells me which country I'm connected to. Up here, it shows which workspace I'm using. Since I have these reactor in the background, I thought it'd be cool to like LARP as if each workspace was each reactor. I'm on reactor A, there's reactor B, C, and D where it's recording OBS. Then I have my battery bar, which is ASCII.
You should charge your battery, bro.
ASCII, which is ASCII art. I got the volume. And you know, look, if my volume goes too low, it gets red, it's critical. Just to really LARP the whole nuclear reactor UI. To me, it's cool. I like it. All right, the second thing I did was making widgets with ew. Ew was a nightmare, I'm not gonna lie.
No way that.
Let me also change the wallpaper really quick. What was that? All right, so this is my desktop. Let me play some music actually. So first I added this visualizer because I just saw a lot of people doing it. It's using Kava, but I changed it again with ASCII. So it looks a little more matrix and hackery. Here we have my uptime, just how long it's been running.
I think this crazy man is soon making his own software, you know, like, wow. He can do more than most of the Linux users already.
And how much until my battery is out? I should probably charge my laptop. CPU temp, I should probably change.
That's not so
Cool it
bad.
down a bit. All of this is, it changes. It's not just like visual flare. Well, it is, but CPU load, which changes, RAM usage, storage. This tells me which workspace I'm on. So right now I'm on reactor B. Power consumption, completely useless, but I needed it to look cool. And then we have my 2 fans for CPU and GPU, and then this little spinny fan thing to show it. Upload and download, latency, and then just another VPN thing. It's kind of pointless. And then basic weather. And then finally, to make it sort of all work together, I added a script that basically scans if I'm using a window. So if I open or close, it sort of transitions in and out of Waybar because I don't need it on both. That's just like too much information in my opinion. So this is on my desktop. It's just a nice vibe here. We just chill over here. And then when I'm in workflow,
Looks
it
cool.
blackens it all out.
Not gonna lie.
And I can just get going on my schwingy thingy. Oh, and in the middle here, my... I forgot to say, it has power profiles, my laptop, so I thought it'd be cool to change them. It's silenced, balanced, or power mode, but I changed it to Razgon, which means overclock. You see my fans are spinning, and these are faster as well because the fans are spinning more. This is so sick to me because I'm remembering what this laptop used to be running Windows.
So cool.
I never wanted to use it. I hated it. Now it went from a hardware that I never used to my favorite piece of hardware because it not just looks great, it runs great. I love it. It's so sick.
Yeah, it's actually true. You can have some kind of very old laptop, like, I don't know, 20 years old laptop. You put Linux there and it still works. Try it. It actually is like this.
I had so much fun customizing this. It was just a blast. Yeah, I hope you guys appreciate it as well. I've been doing so much more. I built this camera as well. Like I mentioned earlier, you can communicate with...
Wait, let me see. that looks cool. He built his own camera. What, with the Raspberry Pi?
Linux, even
I
without
think
a
so,
graphical
yeah.
user
Probably.
interface GUI. That made me so excited because I'm like, wait, that means I can use other computers at my disposal. For some reason, to me, that's just like really cool. And I wanted to try what I could do with it. I want to show this in another video maybe because I feel like it's too much yapping. But my point is, I've been having so much fun. Just tinkering, messing around, feeling like a hacker. But I gotta be real as well. Linux is not perfect. There's a lot of issues. A good example is, again, my laptop. When I
Updates. Sometimes it's like this, that when you have Linux and you need to update something and the update is not fully compatible, you may see some errors. And yeah, it is what it is.
When I first installed Arch, none of my F keys worked. Actually, sorry, 3 out of 12 worked out of the box. So I had spent a long time bringing them back to life. For me, it was kind of fun. I was like, oh, got another one working. Like, okay, let's move on to the next.
Actually, I'm amazed that they even has done that, because usually people, when they have this kind of problems, they're just like, I will just install a new operating system. You know, they're not like thinking that they can actually fix things. They're just like throwing things away and buying new ones, or downloading new ones in this case.
Next one. But I can imagine for a lot of people that just want things to work, you know, maybe this is not for you. And maybe it should work, you know? I think since Linux is not as popular on desktop as Windows or Mac, this is just the reality. There's just not enough support for it. On Linux, if something doesn't work, it's kind of up to you to fix it. And yeah, that's just how it is. I was trying to update my drivers for my GPU, and I got a black screen 6 times. And I had to do a hard restore every time. It's, you know, not the most fun thing in the world. There are other things I could rather be doing, which is why I need...
Well, he has an NVIDIA card, so yeah, sometimes with this ones, it's a little bit harder.
you to install Linux, so the more people we can get together, the better Linux becomes. And I get it now. Like, that's why people were so excited about me using Linux, because Linux is not a product, it's a platform. And it also already exists everywhere. NASA, SpaceX, it runs on Linux.
Android.
All the supercomputers, your TV, your smart fridge, your phone, if it's Android, it's all Linux, baby. I think it's just so cool, the fact that this all happened because one Finnish guy in like the 90s just decided, hey, I can write a better kernel. Finnish naivety, typical Finnish behavior. They think they can do anything. But without that, you know, things would have been very different. At least there wouldn't be an alternative. And I just think it's so cool.
No joke, Finnish people are the happiest people in the world, you know. They can do everything. The weather doesn't stop them, nothing.
That people saw what it did, got excited, and wanted to join in. So please consider joining in. Now, if you're even just a little bit curious, I recommend trying Linux. Maybe try dual booting it if you're not sure. You can still keep your Windows or whatever. You're gonna kill it later. You might as well kill it now. Test it out, break it, get upset. On Linux, I feel alive at last, at long last. Thank you for watching. Let me just type out my goodbyes. No.
Of course. Nice. Very nice. I'm happy. PewDiePie is happy. I'm happy. Linux community is happy. Everybody's happy. Super video.